Alright, welcome to the lesson describing how to do some basic foundational edits in GIMP. Today we're going to be headed towards changing the background and adding one or two pictures to a GIMP canvas. So to begin, you want to make sure that you have your images downloaded. Mr. DeCola should have shown you how to download the images from the classroom. So they will be right here in your downloads folder, but also right here in your Finder folder. So whenever you download an image, whenever you download anything really from the internet, it's going to end up right here in your downloads folder, okay? So we're going to click on our downloads folder, and if you notice, here we go. The green screen photo, mustache, office. Those are the three images that we're going to be using to combine our, in GIMP, okay? Those are the three images we're going to use to combine in GIMP. So to begin, we're going to use this green screen guy in GIMP. Now, there are plenty of ways to open up an image in GIMP, but the quickest, most efficient way is to simply hold Control on your keyboard, which is the key all the way to the bottom left. It says Control. So if you hold Control on your keyboard, and then you click on the image, the file of the image at least, it'll open up this list. Open, open with, etc., etc. So you have to do both at the same time. You have to hold Control on your keyboard and then click on the file. So we don't want open. We're going to click on, we're going to scroll over open with and go to GIMP. Boom shakalaka. Alright. So now GIMP is opening with our specific file. Loading. Sometimes GIMP takes a second or two to load. So here we go. Here is our file in GIMP. And would you look at that? Here it is. I like to extend the window a little bit just so I can see exactly where the edges are when editing. Now let's take a look at our list of instructions. We need to bring into/open with GIMP, which we now have done. We see right here we have a canvas with our fella. Now number 2, scale/fake scale. So the scale tool, which I now have chosen right here, the scale tool, which looks like a square with an arrow, the scale tool changes the size of, makes it bigger or smaller, makes an image bigger or smaller. But a fake scale is when you use the scale tool, but you don't change the size. So if we, with an image from the internet, such as this, which we downloaded it from the internet, an image such as this cannot be edited unless you do a fake scale first. So if I click on my image, we're going to do a fake scale, meaning we're not going to change the size. For some of you, when you click on the image, it will get all messed up. It might change size, such as this. It might change the size. If this happens, you want to click on Reset to bring the size back. So if your image changed size, you want to click on Reset to change the size, and then you want to click Scale. Okay? So now, if we go to our History tab, you can see that we did a scale. It shows us that we did a scale. Okay? So at this point, we are ready to move on to number 2. Magic Wand Select. Okay? So that should actually say Magic Wand Select the green. Okay? So we don't want to select our guy, our fellow. We want to select just the green. So if we click our Magic Wand tool, it's actually called the Fuzzy Select tool, but for us it's going to be called the Magic Wand tool, really because it looks like a magic wand. So with our Magic Wand tool, we want to select right on the green, and would you look at that? It selects the green. Okay? So if we've done everything correct, selected the green, you want to look back to the instructions. Command X will cut out the background, which in this situation is the green. Okay? So I'll give you a chance to hit Command X here. Would you look at that? Okay. So now that I've done it, I'll give you a chance just to catch up. Wonderful. So now when you're finished with your selection, the computer still thinks that we have everything except for our guy selected. If we look real close, we see that we have these marching ants, these marching lines surrounding our fella. The computer thinks that we have outside the guy chosen, selected, meaning we can only work here. But that's not what we want. So if we go back to our list, Command-Shift-A will unselect. Command-Shift-A will unselect from the selected area. So if we hit Command-Shift-A all at once, you notice those marching ants are gone, and we can work all over the image. Now let's talk about that again. So I hit Command Z to reselect. So if you notice, I brought the ants back. Okay, let's just talk about what that means. If I grab my erase tool, and even though I'm dragging it over my guy, even though I'm dragging over the guy, nothing is erasing. That is because I only have outside the guy selected. Okay, but if I hit Command Shift A unselect, as I just did, Command Shift A unselect, now if I drag over the guy, look at that, I can erase him. This obviously is not something you want to do. So if you hit Command Z, okay. Now, this would be a good time to save. So if we take a look here, I'm going to actually add an extra number. Command Shift S. That saves our image, okay? So why don't we do that together? I'm going to hit Command Shift S, and that is going to save our image. Command Shift S. Would you look at that? We're going to save this as the green screen guy .xcf. .xcf is a GIMP file, but we'll talk more about that in the future. We want to save this file in the pictures folder because, well, it's a picture folder. Now if you notice, I've already saved one in the past, so I'm not going to save one right now, but what you want to do is click on pictures, and then you want to click save, okay? Alright, so after you saved your image, it's now time to move on to step number 7. If we click right here, oh, step number 7, okay? So if I click on step number 7, I'm going to drag my mustache, which of course is also in my downloads folder. I'm going to drag my mustache right into the file, okay? Now, my mustache is obviously much too big, so if you look, I actually have to scale it and move it where it belongs because mustaches don't go down there. So if I click on my scale tool, I can actually do a real scale this time. Now if you notice, I'm just clicking on the corners and I'm making it smaller. And right here in the middle, this circle, that'll allow me to move it later on. So if I make it smaller, get this window out of the way, I can click up. I can click on this circle, I can move it where it belongs, and I can simply move it as it needs to be. Okay? Oh, my mouse is so big. Okay. Look at that. Now, I'd probably suggest making it smaller, but you get the idea. There we go. Okay. A little bit more. Look at that. Good as new. At this point, you probably want to move on to step number 9, drag in the office background image. If we click over here, the office background image is ready to roll. Okay, so let's drag it right into GIMP. Alright, we're going to drag it right into GIMP. Oh, I don't want this. Drag it right into GIMP, and oh my goodness gracious, it covers everything. It covers everything. But wait, does that mean I deleted everything? On the contrary. Over here, if we look in my Layers tab, we see that we have the office on the top, which covers the mustache and the green screen guy. Now, all we have to do is drag this office picture all the way to below our guy. Now, on the top we have the mustache, then we have the guy, and then we have our office. Now, I'm gonna leave you right here, even though we still have many edits to make. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.